everyone! Welcome back to our channel. So what do you think? The holidays are over. Time to get back to business. Today, we're doing a retake. We're doing a retake on this one. So if you're interested in seeing if this one turns out better than the last one, stay tuned. So, to start off with, I might as well introduce myself because we have a lot of new viewers out there. Welcome to our channel. I am Shelby. I am the mom portion of Beauty.Mom, and you will see the dot, aka daughter portion in upcoming videos. So, what else? Let's see here. I think that pretty much... Hell, let's get moving. Okay, now, if you remember last time, for those of you who have seen the first video on the Too Faced Peach Perfect Foundation, if you haven't, I'll put a card up here somewhere. You might want to take a break, stop, watch that first, and see what you think of it, and then move on to this one. First time I tried this foundation, I did so using little tiny one, Smashbox Primer Water, and I just put it on my desk and lost it. The Too Faced Primed and Peachy. This is like point perk size. Needless to say, that didn't turn out so good. So today we are going to try this foundation again. And the reason I want to try it again is because so many people report to love this foundation. So I'm like, please. So what we're going to do this time is I'm going to hydrate my face the way I normally would. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am 48, almost 49. January 8th, I'll be 49. Anyways, so I am 48 years old. I have very dry skin right now, even though I take skincare very seriously. In the wintertime, my skin just inevitably gets drier. So, this is a Comfort Matte Foundation. Claims to be transfer resistant with medium coverage. But, like with any foundation that's matte, I would almost always use a hydrating base. And I did not do that last time. So, we're going to give this puppy another shot. And we're going to see if it performs different with my face primed and moisturized. Okay, I'm going to start off with, let's see here, Paula's Choice. This is our anti-aging eye cream in the Resist line. I've actually really been enjoying this. I'm almost out of it. I only have a little tiny one here, but I really like how hydrating this has been on my under eyes. So I've been pretty impressed with this. Now, as opposed to those of you who have oily skin, obviously you're not going to need to take all the steps I am here. Again, I have very dry skin and I have mature skin, so put those two together and everything dries out, dries up, and shrivels up. Oh, that sounded so horrible. But you know what I mean. Okay, eye cream done. Now, the next thing I'm going to go to, which I'm almost out of, I'm going to have to make a repurchase. I love this stuff. This is by Pure, and it's their Hydrogel Lift. If you've been watching my videos for any time, I mean, look at that. It is down all the way. If you've been watching my videos for any time, you know I love this, and I love not only the cooling, oh, it feels so nice, but I love how hydrating it is. And if, you know, some people say, oh, this kind of stuff doesn't work, but I'll tell you one thing, you know how you know something works? When you don't use it, and your eye area looks like, yeah, doesn't look good. So, this definitely has an effect, a positive effect on my eyes. And this is the driest area on my face. It's my eyes, around my eyes, under my eyes in general. If it's in this area, it's dry. Okay, Now I'm going to, and again, this is my normal routine of what I do whenever I apply foundation, get ready for my makeup. This is my base of what I do every time. This is Charlotte Tilbury's a Magic Cream, or as I like to say, Charlotte Tilbury. And I really enjoy this cream. For those of you out there who maybe don't like mucking around with primers and such, this is a beautiful, I mean, you can obviously use primer with this as well, but this is a beautiful, just, it has a, you know, it doesn't have that heavy silicone type feel to it. It just has a beautiful moisturizing feel. It absorbs right into the skin. I mean, this isn't something that, you know, you're going to put on your skin and you're going to have that heavy built-on layered feeling. It just feels lovely. I love it so much. And I'm also, all my favorites I'm running low on, including all my skincare. I used up the last of my Drunk Elephant C Pharma day serum and my glycolic night, and I'm, just kills me. Should have asked for them for Christmas. What can you do? What can you do? I'm also going to use, and yes, this is a lot under my eyes. But the reason why, this is Charlotte Tilbury again. This is her, I think she calls this Magic Eye Rescue, or yeah, Magic Eye Rescue. The reason that you'll see me like almost over hydrating my eyes is because I like to use powder under my eyes. I don't have, you know, huge wrinkles under here and stuff. Pretty much my problem with my under eye area, besides the dryness, is the fact that I've lost the puffiness under, you know, I've lost that filler underneath my eyes. So I need fillers. Yeah, so any good dermatologists out there want to hook me up? I'll take it for my birthday. Heck yeah! That and, you know, maybe some you know, getting rid of these wrinkles up here, and Mom would be a happy camper. Okay, last thing I'm going to use is, this is by Cicely Paris. Yes, this is an expensive oil. This is their Black Rose Precious Face Oil, and this is, the name is perfect because this is precious to me. It really is, and I am almost out. Look at it. I love this oil, you guys. Oh my God. This oil is a lifesaver. Not only do I, the fragrance is just there. I don't think I've ever scented a rose fragrance in a skincare product that is more beautiful than this one is. I mean, it is lovely. But again, what I love about this product is it absorbs into the skin. I mean, it just, there's none of that thick, oily, you know, you just don't have that with this at all. I can use this under my eyes. It's not too heavy. I don't get that, you know, that, what's it called, milia under my eyes when I use this. I just absolutely love this. I would recommend, if you want to try it, getting a sample of it, you know, like, who carries this local? Nordstrom's, if you have a Nordstrom's. I think they carry Cicely. Or if you just want to try it, and you want to risk a try on it, Beautylish carries it. And one of the nice things, of course, I've talked about it 1,000 times, even though I'm mad at Beautylish right now, because once again, for the third year in a row, I've tried to get that. After holiday, they have their, you know, beauty box, their, you know, kind of grab beauty box surprise thing. I've tried to get the luxury one 3 years in a row, which is, I think, I think it's $150 or something like that. 3 years in a row I've tried to get it. By the time I got the email, it was sold out. It's like, come on, guys. I even signed up for a notice on this. Anyways, besides that, Beautylish is a good company to do business with on the whole. I'm just not real happy with, you know, with their notification system. Let's just say that. Before we move on to foundation, I'm going to take my Giorgio Armani High Precision Retouch, and this is in the shade 1. And I use this just to kind of combat the darkness that's here. I really don't have a huge amount of actual dark circles under my eyes. I mean, like if I were to just lift the skin here where it's smooth, and because see, when it's here, you're seeing the shadow of where all of my filler's gone from underneath my eyes. But if I were to smooth that out, I mean, you can see I don't have a lot of dark circles here, just a little bit right there. But because all that lovely filler's gone and it creates this lovely little play on light, why can't it be, you know, why can't it create a pretty play on light? Why does it have to create an ugly one? Shadows, I'll tell you. I use it just to reflect the light and kind of combat that. And then I also use it on my upper lids because it works really nice just as a base. As you can see, I kind of just painted it all over my eyes. What am I talking about? But because my, you know, skin is ghostly pale and you can pretty much see through it, you can see the veins in my upper eyelids, which is always so lovely. So I'll just blend this in and we'll be right back. Okay, now to keep things fair, I'm not only going to use I want to try and use all the same products that I used in the first review. And that includes their mattifying, I probably shouldn't do this, Soft Focus Finish Primer. But I am only going to, again, I'm going to apply this on the right side of my face, your left. And we'll see, it just kind of comes out in a little peach colored worm. One thing I really do like about this, I like how cooling it is on the skin. It's really a nice feeling. So we're just going to try this on half of my face and see if it makes a difference. Now, you know, mattifying technically is the last thing in the world I need because I'm more going for the radiant, but I do just want to see how this primer performs, if it makes a difference or not. I can definitely see that it's mattified. I mean, we're talking just with, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but on this half of my face, it is matte. And on this side of my face, I can still see the glow from the creams and oils I put on. And it matted. So if you have oily skin, and you need something to really help mattify that, their primer might just be a thing for you. Okay, let's get down to business. Go again. I'm doing this for you guys. Because everyone, not everyone, but there's so many people out there that love you. Please, please let me love you, let me love you. Okay, let's do this. Now this time, as opposed to applying it with a brush and the Beauty Blender, this time I'm just going straight Beauty Blender. Because I just did not like the way this applied with a brush at all. So let's see what she does. We'll be right back here. Okay, there it is on half my face, the half that has the mattifying primer on it. Let's try the other half. Now the consistency of this foundation, as you can see, is more on the thick side, I would say. It's more on the thick side. And I think that is one of the problems I had with it to begin with, is I just did not like the feel of it on my skin. So I'm hoping that with all the moisturization I did first, that this will be better. And by the way, I'm using the color Snow, in case you're curious. Now you'll notice that after, I'm putting on with the butt of the Beauty Blender here, and then afterwards I'm turning it sideways and going over it again. One thing I've noticed about this foundation is it's a real fine line between applying too much, having too much on, and then it starts getting, looking on my skin. So by going over it with, you know, the dry, not the dry side, but the side that doesn't have any product on it, seems to pick up the extra and kind of work the rest of it into my skin. I still don't like the way it's sitting on my forehead right off the bat. Working. My face, literally. I don't like how it just wants to sink into every wrinkle. My nose, which normally doesn't look dry, looks really dry. Yeah, I don't know. I'll give you guys a close-up here before I finish my makeup so you can see. And then what I'll do is break away, finish my makeup, and I am going to use the same products except for eyeshadow. I want to try a new eyeshadow palette. I'm going to use the same face products so that we can, you know, test it as much similar as we did before. So, let's zoom in. Okay, so there she be. I personally myself, I'm going to look at my mirror real quick here. I don't, every time my phone rings, just don't like the way it's lying on. Let me turn the light down a little so you can see, because the light really just makes everything look better, trust me. It's real dry around my nose, and I don't usually have that problem, especially considering you saw how much I moisturized. It just wants to sink into every line around my mouth. I mean, my smile lines here aren't usually, not only, they're already emphasized. Look at that. You can already see it right there. And right here. See that right there? My upper lip, to me, looks cakey and ucky. Once again, my cheeks look good. My cheeks looked good last time, and they look good again. Now you can see it did not cover, I can still see my freckles through. I've got a little tiny vein that has done its own little thing here. I can still see that. I can still see all the freckles on my nose. So, but I'm not going to make the mistake of building this foundation up, because last time when I did that in the last video, then I was really unhappy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break away real quick like I usually do. I'm going to go finish my makeup, and I will be back with you to check in after my makeup is all done, and we'll see what it looks like there, and then we'll do a check-in later on and see if this wears better. Back with you in a little bit to check in. See you then. Okay, we are back. My makeup is done. Cha-cha, cha-cha. That's what she looks like. Let's zoom out a little so you're not like all up in my grill going, come on, Shelby, back off! Everything will be in the description box down below, but I used the identical products on my face this time as I did the first go around with this, because I didn't want to change any variables. Unfortunately, the weather is a variable I cannot control, but other than that, what's on my face and in contact with a foundation is identical to what I used before. The only thing different is the eyeshadow. And I did record a first impression using the Too Faced Just Peachy mattes. I actually wanted to record this the first time I recorded this foundation review, but I used the Peach palette because I hadn't used that yet either. So, but I will have a first impression and an application demo coming up on this look if you're interested in that. So, it is now 2:15 p.m. I'm actually going to call check-in time at noon, which is when I finished my makeup. I've been recording since then. And in comes the Peachy. So this has been on now for a little over 2 hours so far. So let's take a peek. You know, it just, I don't like it on my skin. It could just be me. But this area right here, I literally look, I look like I've been sucking on pickles. I just don't like the way it looks around my mouth. I don't like the way it sinks into my smile lines here and makes actual like folds out of my lines. I feel like I have folds in my face. They're so evident. I don't like how cakey it looks. My nose looks unbelievably dry, and my nose never looks dry. My chin looks not good. And once again, just like before, you know, my cheeks look great. I mean, my forehead looks okay. I mean, I can see here where it's picking up on some dryness that I have right above my brows here. I don't know what to say, you guys. I mean, I'm still going to give it, you know, I'm going to give it the rest of the day, and I'll do a check-in later and see if it's changed at all. I don't know how it can possibly improve from this, but we're going to leave it on. You know, there's just, the reviews on this foundation are great. So I don't know. This is my second time trying it. You guys saw the first time, and if you haven't, it's up. Feel free to watch it. I did a completely different preparation routine then than I did now. I sound like I'm speaking of Preparation H. Swear to God I'm not, but you know, people do use it on their face. Anyways, this time though, I took exceptional care in moisturizing my face, and that is a base I can lay down under any other foundation that I normally wear and have it perform, you know, perfectly, have my skin look beautiful. But this just, I just don't, I don't know. I hate to say it, I don't think it's a foundation that's attractive on mature skin, because there could be women out there, I know there are women out there who love this foundation who are around my age. So that's a real broad hand for, you know, or broad brush for me to paint. More specifically and probably more accurately, I just think that this probably is not a dry skin friendly foundation. Now that goes with, you know, it doesn't go without saying that it's because it's matte, it's not going to be, you know, if you have dry skin you can't wear it, because I do have matte formulas that I wear and they look nice on my skin if I moisturize properly. This one, in my opinion, just doesn't. If it looked like it did on my cheeks on the rest of my face, you know, like this front part that everyone sees when they look at me, then I'd be game. Or if I could walk around like this, hey, how you doing? But I think people would kind of think I'm a little wacky doodle if I approached them with my cheek. Yeah. This right here, where in my opinion is most important, it's just not working for me, you guys. So I'm going to zoom you in real quick, give you a quick look, and then I'll be back with my last check-in and my final thoughts. But I hope you can see on my chin here, it just, and my smile lines, the dryness of my nose even, and my nose is never dry.
Oh yeah. Bow chicka wow wow.
Ignore her. You can see it looks beautiful on my cheeks. I don't have any problem with that. And my forehead, just this area right here, kind of like where maybe I have a patch of dry skin or something that's picking up on. The rest of it I don't have a problem with. It's this right here, this area from right here. I don't like, and you can see my upper lip, how, I don't know if you guys can see it, but to me, it looks really cakey. I don't like the way that looks at all. So I will be back for my next and last check-in and my final thoughts after that. So we'll see you then. Bye! Hello everyone! Okay, we are back. Nope, got glitter all over. Still fighting glitter. I did a haul while I was waiting and taking care of other stuff, and I opened up one of my Lit Cosmetics glitters and it just went poof. That's an explosion. Anyways, so keep an eye out, because if you like hauls, I will have a Beautylish haul, more than likely posted after this. Who knows, I could be talking out my and it could have been before this. But let's get to what we're here for. What time is it? It is now 8:33 p.m. We are back for a final check-in on Too Faced Peach Perfect. Let's take a gander, shall we? Now, today I did wear my glasses. For glasses, I've had some requests for people out there knowing that I wear glasses. They've asked me to wear my glasses during some of the tests so we can see how the foundation, you know, performs with glasses. I don't see a whole lot on my nose pieces. There's a little bit there, but let's take a look. Well, it definitely wore off under my nose pieces. It's not there anymore. No two bits about that. You know what, you guys? I mean, I gotta be honest. Honest to God, I really, really want to like this foundation with how many people I've heard like it, but I just don't. I don't like the way it looks on my skin. It has taken every line that I have and emphasized it in my forehead. Here, let's just, instead of me saying it and then zooming in and going over again, let's just do this painful process once, shall we? I don't know if you can see that. Here, let me turn these lights down. That way all the imperfections come glaring out at you. Okay. Kind of hard to do this when I'm not looking in the mirror, so let me do that. Okay. All these lines here, like my smile lines, it is literally sunk into every line and formed an actual, it's made the line more visible. It hasn't formed the line, obviously, because the line was already there, clearly, but it's made it considerably more visible. And then down here, I have new little wrinkle hairs going off my mouth. Those are a lovely new addition in the last year. I normally don't see those, but I can definitely see that with this foundation. My upper lip looks atrocious to me right here. And then underneath my nose and on my nose here, foundation's completely gone. On my nose, I still have the dry areas showing here. You can see where my glasses were, and that there is no foundation remaining underneath them. Let's move to my forehead. Let's go from worse to better. How about that? Ugh. My forehead is not, it's not atrocious, but it's not good. It's not what I want to see from a foundation. You know, the lines are very exaggerated in my forehead. This area over here looks kind of scaly and dry and just doesn't look nice at all. My under eyes, other than the fact that, you know, I'm missing the filler under my eyes and I look like I have this big gaping, you know, thing there. My under eyes look really nice. I mean, it, you know, here around my nose and my pores, beautiful. Do you see any pores? I don't see any pores. I mean, it did a beautiful job there. Look at that. If I could just get it to do that here. I don't know what it is about the way that this foundation reacts around wrinkles and around them. It's movement. That's what it is. It's movement. If you look on my cheeks look perfect. I mean, you know, as good as 50-year-old skin's gonna look. My nose looks a little bit, again, with the dry up here, just like it did on the side. And again, this cheek looks beautiful. I mean, this is what I want to see from a foundation here. But honest to God, you guys, the best thing I can say in trying to figure this out is like it just came to you. You know how things just come to you when you're talking? That's exactly what just happened. It's movement. Everywhere on my face where there's movement, this foundation is broken down and has not held up at all. Which meaning around my mouth area and my forehead. Because, you know, all you have to do is watch, you know, 50 seconds of one video with me and you'll see I've got, if my eyebrows literally had a life of their own, they'd be walking and packing their bags because I just torture them all the time up there. So it's like everywhere where I've put the foundation in a stress point of moving it and having the formula have to contract and expand and contract and expand, it hasn't held up. Because everywhere where there's not exaggerated movement, meaning in my pores, under my eyes, my cheeks, you know, down here, and the portion of my neck, and that's about it. Just this whole area in the sides of my forehead here, my temples. That all looks great. But when you get to my forehead and around my mouth area, it looks horrible. So, you know, all I can say is this isn't the foundation for me. You know, if you like it, then that's wonderful if it works for you. I mean, I'm not taking away that, I'm not saying this is a bad foundation. Over the hours I've been wearing it, it's been much more comfortable this time. I mean, literally, I hated the way it felt the first time I wore it. Hated it. I mean, I was like, I just felt like my skin was crawling because there was so much thick, heavy on my face. And I think what it was is that, one, lack of moisturization. I had not done my normal base. 2, I sprayed the Smashbox primer water on, which really I think has a really strong grip factor. From, I've been testing it. From what I can tell, it has a real super strong grip power. And then not only did I put a coat of this on top of it, I put 2 coats of this on top of it. Like a car, varnish. It was, I felt varnished and then some. So I did not like it the first time. It is much more comfortable this time with having my skin heavily moisturized. And I mean heavily. If you saw the beginning of the video, you saw I really moisturized, including under my eyes. And if you look under my eyes, literally, you don't see any, I mean, there's not even a wrinkle. Wait, I gotta check first. Well, maybe there's one. But for the most part, I'm not seeing a lot of wrinkling under my eyes, even though, you know, I move my eyes a lot. It just seems as though the areas where there's a lot more real exaggerated movement is where it's not holding up. But all around, you know, I mean, you know, I've given it another test. I said I would, just to be fair, because I knew the first time was not a fair representation because I hadn't prepared my skin properly. So now that I have, you know, is this a foundation I would wear again? Maybe to mix with something. I would not wear this foundation on its own. It seems as though it has nice lasting power. You can see the color of my contour and my blush, and my bronzer is all still there. Ignore my lips, they look horrible right now. But, you know, everything that I put on my highlighter is still there. You know, everything looks really nice that I put on top of it. I just don't like the effect of that it's had in these areas. So the key for this one, I think for me, is finding a foundation that I can mix this one with. Maybe say I have a really, really radiant foundation, very hydrating foundation. Maybe I could put a couple pumps of this in, and maybe that would extend the wear of it a little bit. You know, I might be able to get away with something like that. But wearing on its own, it's not for me. I mean, it's just not. So, but again, I'm not taking away from anybody. I know there's people out there that are truly fans of this. Nicole from, what is it, Young, Wild, and Polished, I think is Nicole's channel. Yeah, check her out. She's pretty funny. I've been watching her for years. She loves this foundation. But again, she's got oily skin. So probably, you know, if you have oily skin, that's probably a perfect foundation for you. I just think with dry skin and mature skin, I don't think that the formula, I don't think it was designed in a way that it has enough flexibility where it can really move with my particular skin type and stay in place. That's just kind of my opinion. Looking at the, because this is exactly what it did last time, only last time it felt like hell while it did it. This time it doesn't. Okay, so anyways, that's my retake on Too Faced Peach Perfect. So I might use this one in the future as a mixer, but she's not standing alone in my foundation drawer, sadly. But it's not a bad foundation. It's just not for my skin. Now, one last thing. If you're wondering what's on my eyes, I recorded, you know, I think I talked about it earlier, but just to show you, the Just Peachy mats on my eyes. And I'm going to be doing an update on that because there were a few things that were popping up in that I was a little concerned about. So keep an eye out for that video. Anyways, that's it for this video, you guys. I hope wherever you're at in the world, as usual, that life is treating you well. And if you're having struggles, you are beating those bitches back and persevering. Never give in, never give up. Always go forward and don't take no for an answer. I love you guys, and until next time, bye!